please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Here.
Spinks? Here. Nudis?
Here.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Asbury?
Here.
Saunders?
Here. Council, you have minutes of the work session of December 5th, 2022. Any corrections? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance? By Nudis, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Nudis?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes. And item B is not prepared yet, so we have to vote to remove that from the agenda here, John?
Oh, no, sir, you just leave it, you can leave it just hanging, it's okay.
Okay. Then we can get right to the good stuff. As you know, one of my favorite things is doing proclamations and all that good stuff. And the other favorite thing, if I can find it, oh, here it is. Giving away money. As most of you know, every Friday at City Hall, the employees are allowed to wear jeans to work if they pay $1. It goes into a fund, and about every 6 months we tally it up, and the money goes to the Meals on Wheels. It's a good thing. So if you're here on a Friday and you see people in jeans, they're not just being casual, they're helping out a lot of folks around town. And with that, I would like to call Dinah Moet up.
You want it here?
Yeah, this is fine, this is fine. Like I say, on behalf of the employees here at City Hall, we want to present you with this check for the Meals on Wheels. You can open it if you want, because I don't know what's on there.
If it's, like $25.
It's not gonna go home.
$1,000.
All right.
Whoa.
Good.
That's a lot of meals.
Yes.
Mhm,
I know you want to say a couple words,
if you don't mind.
but first, I want to call up our representative from the fire department here.
Oh.
Hi, how are
Lieutenant
you?
Turner.
How are you? Well, on behalf of Bedford Firefighters Local 1683, we'd also like to do a financial donation to Meals on Wheels for you guys.
Can I open this one too?
Yes, you can.
You don't realize how many meals this brings. $500. This will bring about, cost us about $3 a meal. So what is that? Into 1,500.
500 meals.
500 meals.
That's a lot of meals.
Right, and about half of them are for people in Bedford. The other half are spread out between Bedford Heights, Oakwood, and Walton Hills. But none of the other cities support us like Bedford does. And we're so happy to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your scoops, too.
Really do appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we appreciate also that the mayor, whether you know it or not, also is a volunteer. he and Nick Maron, his wife, come every Wednesday and run a route. As does Sandy Spinks and her husband Bob, and as does Nick Fluharty. They are some of our best volunteers, very reliable, which is the, key to volunteering.
It's a good thing. It only takes an hour or so, once a week.
Your people in the route appreciate you coming.
But it's good to see them, because they look forward to saying hi to them. It's nice.
It's important.
And I think you wanted to say a couple words.
Yes, if you can
You
indulge
can
me.
either go there, or you can go here,
How
and you
about if
can do the
I'd
camera.
like to go right in front of Sandy.
Oh.
Because this is something that I'd like you all to see, which is probably more important, okay,
Here, let me
than
help
the rest
you.
of us.
I will,
They can't see it.
I'm gonna take it around while you're talking about it.
Oh, well, that's, the reason, indulge me for a minute, as you know, and I'm sure you know, if you have any seniors at all in your social, maybe your social circle, loneliness is a number one problem. Feeling isolated, family's not around. If you have a daughter or son that live close, they also have kids, they're trying to work a job, they're trying to do soccer and everything else with kids, they're trying to be good parents, good citizens, etc. And that sometimes leaves Aunt Hilda and, or Aunt Alma, or Uncle George, or Mom, or Mom or Dad, in a more isolated situation. They're lonely for companionship. Meals on Wheels has been such a success because you have people like these coming to the door every day. We have 65 volunteers, which is an incredible number for a small group like this. We're serving 100 people every day. And the whole thing is, you're coming to the door to say hello and to bring the meal. Becomes, like the mayor says, you get to know people. And they look forward to our trips. But we found Meals on Wheels America, which is the national organization we have a membership with, does a lot of research, and they found out that this isolation is one of the, loneliness is one of the biggest problems that our seniors have. It is cured by the companionship of a pet. A dog, a cat, a bird, fish, snakes, I guess. I mean, any kind of pet, because they talk to them. You know, they cry with them. The pet, if you have a dog like we do, if you're down or if you're not feeling well, he's right there with me. You know, there's that relationship that gets developed between a person and a pet. And one of the biggest fears that seniors have, especially low-income seniors, is not being able to pay to take care of their dog or cat. So Meals on Wheels America decided to give it a try in an experimental purpose for them to get money to us so we can buy cat food and dog food and all kinds of whatever you need in order to maintain your animal. We applied for the grant and we got it, $4,000 last year, okay, to start this program. I believe she says we had 18 clients who had like 21 pets of some kind. We also were able to make partnership with Suburban Vet Clinic to lower their prices for Meals on Wheels clients. And we have enough in the budget to be able to pay $50 toward a vet bill. So they can take their dog in to get their nails trimmed and get examined. And, you know, they may have to maybe get out with $20 that they owe instead of 70. And we pay for medications. We have this, the allotment of being able to do these things. And on top of that, okay, this year, we applied again, and we got $10,000. Now, we have more pets, and we have more clients. But every other month, they have a budget. Each client has a budget of $50 toward their animals. So we place the orders. We go and pick up the stuff that they want. In the beginning, it was, I need a new dog bed, a new collar, a new leash, things like that. Now it's all food and supply, kitty litter, wet cat food, wet dog food, all that kind of stuff. And we go with PetSmart, was part of the original grant. Okay, so we feel we have an obligation to them. We go down to PetSmart, we pick up the orders, we deliver them all every other month. And there's no more, hopefully, in our experience, no more people taking their meal and feeding it to their dog because they don't want their dog to go hungry. It is probably one of the best programs I've ever seen. Nobody else is doing it. Okay, Bedford is way ahead when it comes to this. And this kind of money helps us mostly with, we've got grant money to cover the pet thing, you know, until next July, we'll run out. But this is what keeps us going, along with volunteers like the ones we have. So spread the word if somebody would like to donate for animals, animal care, we have it here. And it's nice to be one of a kind, that we have something additional to. I love this little city. To me, it's been so welcoming. And we've been here now 10 years, which is nothing compared to most of our friends. But it has been such a wonderful experience to feel that you guys care. We appreciate what you do, and we thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job.
Okay. You can keep that and put it up somewhere.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you're putting it up in your bedroom.
Doesn't have much traffic there.
Stan's taking a little while.
Don't comment on that.
Thank you. Moving right along. Reports, Mr. City Manager.
All of that.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a few items, actually. We did have our first meeting with the contractor who was awarded the bid for the pool house, and we did grant a notice to proceed on January 9th. So there's some work that we have to do down there as far as pulling some items out of there that we're going to retain. So we're going to get a temporary storage down there for some of those items, and then they'll be down there tearing into that and doing that work throughout the winter. And they are projected to be completed end of May in time for the season. So fingers crossed, we'll provide an update as things go on. We'll be having bi-weekly updates as well with the contractor. I'd like to thank our firefighters for the donation, much appreciated, to Meals on Wheels and all of our staff as well. They actually push to have dress downs way more often, so sometimes we gotta wheel them in, but it's good. So if we can keep increasing that, we will definitely make an effort to do that. I also, while we're talking about donations, I'd like to thank everyone who personally donated, as well as all the businesses who donated for the Shop with a Cop event this year. It was significant. I think we were close to the record number of individuals, children, that we were able to sponsor. Bedford alone sponsored 49. George Murray Lodge sponsored over 300. So it was a great event. We started here and they went out and did their shopping, and again, that's not possible without donations. So thank you for everyone who did that. Our auxiliary officers are continuing to go through town, identifying the streetlights. I know I've spoken with a number of individuals regarding lights out. We're sending that information into First Energy. We have not made our way throughout the entire city, but we hope to do that soon, and then we'll send that out. And obviously, we have to stay on that to ensure that First Energy makes the necessary repairs. Our grant for the Commons project, we formally received the $700,000 grant award, money. That came in last week for the expansion and improvements to the Bedford Commons. So that goes along with the funds that we had already received from the Bedford Auto Mile, who had previously donated as well. And as we get into what this project is really going to look like, there'll be more information coming out after the first of the year, first quarter, as well as in some community meetings is where we engage the public and what we're working to do. But it's exciting. I think when we first brought this up 4 years ago, it was kind of like, oh yeah, that'll be nice, but we're never going to come up with that money. Well, we have the money, so now it's going to be a great addition to our town. We do have a building inspector position posted that is online. It's on our website, social media accounts. Anyone that's interested, please take a look at that and submit. It'll be posted until filled. I would like to mention, without getting into a ton of details, I have to take a moment and commend our police department and our detective bureau. Those of you that are aware, we had an incident involving some threats that were sent to Bedford City Schools, online threats. Obviously, the schools, as well as ourselves, take those matters very, very seriously. Even though some of the extent of those threats were not really credible, you have to, investigate to the fullest. And, within the first, from when the first message was sent, I think it was less than 48 hours, we had the individual in custody, admitting to doing that. And that's just with the outstanding work of our police department and our detective bureau, and as well as help with some outside agencies. They really did a tremendous job. And, lesson learned. Take a look at the video and the message posted on our social media accounts by Assistant Chief Sutz, as far as, to the youth out there that may not be thinking, that want to send something because they want a couple extra days off of school. It's a serious matter, and, hopefully this can be a lesson, but outstanding work by our PD. That's all I have for this evening. I hope everyone has a happy holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. See everyone next year. Thank you. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Law Director.
I'd just like to thank Meals on Wheels, the fire department, police department, all our departments, all of our employees, all the council for all you do. Thank you for letting me help you. And I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Thank you. Mrs. Finance Director.
Yes, I'm basically just gonna echo what everyone else has already said. Thank you for the donations that everyone, for dress down days, for Meals on Wheels, and happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and Happy New Year.
All right, thank you. We will start with
says what I'm about to say. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy New Year's, and just hope that everyone is safe. Just continue to do the things that you're doing. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury?
Thank you, Mayor. Just briefly, want to remind everybody that the Bedford Downtown Alliance, the mitten fence is still up and running. That's the wrought iron fence between Giannino's and Spirit Apotheosis. And the idea is if you have a gently worn or new, clean hats, gloves, mittens, scarves, some kind of winter apparel that you don't need anymore, please wrap it up in a plastic baggie. There are some clothespins hanging from the rope, and you can donate those at any time you want. If you do happen to need something, I drove by this afternoon on my way home from work. It looks like it's pretty well stocked still. So if you do need something, you're more than welcome to it. Again, my wife called me on this last month. I forgot to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving, so she got me on that. I apologize. So, happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Kwanzaa, happy and healthy, prosperous New Year. I hope everybody stays safe. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Saunders?
Yes, one quick piece of business. Mike, are we keeping an eye on the company that's hacking the heck out of the trees on Columbus Road? Because they were really whacking the ones that were up by the Phil's Convenient Mart this morning. Not to mention the fact creating one hell of a traffic jam. That's not the time to do that, is in the middle of rush hour. But we need to keep an eye on it so that they don't deface the trees like we've had in previous years. So I also like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy and Healthy New Year. I want to thank all the residents in town that have decorated for Christmas. It's beginning to start looking like it used to 20, 30 years ago when a lot of houses decorated. We went through a period there where a lot of them weren't decorating anymore, but it's getting much more festive in town. And not just a few lights either. There's some houses that have really gone hog wild. So that's always nice to see in our community, because we've done our commons for years now, and it just adds a little bit extra, so when they come to see the commons, they can drive through their neighborhoods and see a lot of different lights on the residential homes. So thank you all that have partaken and decorated this year, and hopefully it'll continue and grow each year. Thank you.
Thank you. Mrs. Spinks?
Good evening. Fire Department, thank you so much for doing that for the Meals on Wheels. And Donna, you know how much you mean it. Mr. Don keeps us on our toes. He's up there delivering. He always picks on me. Thank you for doing that. She touched on the faces. What people don't realize is sometimes we're the only face, I'm lucky enough that able to volunteer with my husband 3 days a week, which I wish I could do more. And you just get so attached, even though you see, it's a different route. I have a different route 2 on Monday, and a different route on Thursday, different route on Friday. But that one time a week, you get so attached. And all the Christmas cards, and one little lady, Miss Salisbury last week, it just broke my heart. She opened a little card Friday, and there was a $10 bill in it. And I felt guilty about taking it. But her daughter said she insisted that everybody that delivered to her, that she wanted to do that because she just appreciated it so much, because she can't go out and her daughter can't always come. And one of our seniors, a little story real quick, lost her husband, Mr. Zort, and she just, and both of their names were Jean, which my mom's name was Jean, so I became really attached to them. And Mr. Jean passed away about a couple months ago. And she was just so heartbroken. Well, her daughter, she rescued the cat. I think the cat's like 5 or 6 years old. Well, she couldn't wait till I came on Friday. She had called me and tell me that she got a cat. And she was just, that cat is just added, so now I have to take cat treats to that one. And then I have a lady on Friday too that has a little dog named Petey. And that little dog knows exactly what my car sounds like. And when I was on vacation, somebody else, so I had to give her the other volunteers, I said, Petey will shake you down, you have to give a treat to this dog. And just something ever happens to that little dog, it's gonna break my heart, and hers too, so just things like that, you can't put a price tag on it, it's just that feeling that you get. And I'm gonna continue, people, I'm not bragging about doing it, I'm just telling you how that touches my heart. I encourage everybody else to do it too. Get out there and volunteer if it's one day a week, and I'm glad to see that we have a lot of new volunteers, and for a while, it was right after COVID, it was tough. We were, having to really jump up and do more. I think some weeks we did, 5 days a week, because, you feel like you have to do that. But it's fun, we appreciate everything, and people don't realize too, the other stuff, the bags that we, insulated bags, the heater bags that we carry, and the freezers that we have, and then we have someone that prepares the meals, and all the stuff that goes into that part of it, and the mayor, Vic, knows, because Vic helps out a lot. We get commodity boxes as well. We don't just deliver meals, we also deliver commodity boxes with a bunch of different staples. People will call down and tell them, hey, this is really tough, the one meal a day is not, we need more. So we don't just deliver those meals, we do that as well. So that's pretty cool, and I'm so glad that we're up here, some of us on council were able to do that. Ticket sales, we wanted to tell thank you to everyone that purchased fundraiser tickets for the Historical Society. It went real well. I don't have an exact total yet, but the drawing was on Friday. I think we did pretty good. It was good. So, Mike, kudos to the guys, the company that's doing the gas line replacement over there on Crestwell. The neighbor residents are actually calling me to tell them thank you. And some of those horrible sidewalks, they got busted up, yay, so that's one way of getting them fixed, but they're doing a real good job in making it. They're letting the residents know, what's going on and everything, so they were a little leery getting calls, so far nobody's been down for a long time without gas and stuff, and the trimmers, or the tree trimmers and stuff, I know I still got a couple on Bexley that need it bad, but I'm glad those guys are out there and on that, because I know the storm, so be prepared if the storm is as bad as they say it's gonna be with the code and stuff. I was glad they got out and got these limbs, because that could have been a mess with power lines down and stuff. So check on your neighbors, it's supposed to get real cold. Check on your neighbors, check on your seniors, check on the pets. If you see some animal tied up outside, please call that non-emergency number. I hate when I see that. Everybody have a blessed holiday, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, which is going on right now, Kwanzaa, which I found out, I just did a little celebration with some of my kids. That was fun. I didn't know that much about that holiday, but it's a fun one. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. End of report.
Mr. Janutus.
Thank you. Well, I just want to say happy holidays to everyone, all the holidays, and Merry Christmas and a happy and a healthy New Year. Thank you.
Mr. Fluharty.
Yeah, that was a quick one for you. Diana and Don, you were talking about the pets. I got probably 4 dogs in my area, my route, and they all gotta come up to me, no matter, they just gotta come out the door and I gotta pet them, and they just love when I come to the door. And I usually take treats of my own to them too, so. But you get to know all these people, like you said, you got a $10 bill, all I got was a kiss, so. Lady said, she said, come down here. I go, what do you mean come down here? I had to reach down to her, give me a kiss on my cheek, so.
That was worth more than $2.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do that. I said, well, you did it already anyhow, so there's no sense asking me, but that's the kind of people you get to know, and they get to know you. And I've been on, probably doing 3 years, or well, somewhere around there, 4 years. And you get to know these people, and it's not something that was said to us before, that, we don't do it for recognition, we do it because it's just, it's helping out the community, it's helping out you, it's helping out everybody, and they need people to do this, and thank God we are getting more people there, which has cut down my routes. Instead of me working 3-4 days, it's a lot easier on me, and I appreciate that. It's like, get somebody else in there, and we are getting some new people. So I just want to say congratulations to you guys, and hopefully we can get you some more money somewhere else down the line. And I also just want to say one more thing before I say Merry Christmas to everybody is, I was just looking through my book here and I pulled up, Paula Mezak, who passed away last, February. She used to always, at Christmas time, come put about a handful of candy down my pocket here every year. And, I don't have no candy today and I miss it. But, we all miss Paula. And, just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody and Happy New Year and, be safe. Thank you.
Thank you. The only thing I have, and Don reminded me of, the tree service for CEI that's cutting the wires. They butchered up the tree in my front yard that, looking at asking them just take the whole tree down, because it's just like 2 branches. It's big, huge maple, and now it's nothing to it. It's a different company than they usually use. Whatever that's worth. Let's get on to new business. Ordinance number 10,040-22.
The ordinance ratifying the contract with Powerful Signal for the purchase of a cell phone booster signal for the Bedford Municipal Court and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. This is working with the Bedford Municipal Court. The court has been having issues for some time regarding their service, specifically cell phone service and service for magistrates who are in there working on their personal laptop computers when they're hearing cases. They had a couple different companies come in and provide quotes for signal boosters throughout the complex. This is the lower of the 2 quotes. They do have funds budgeted in their computer fund to address this, and it's our recommendation we pass this evening so they can work to make the necessary improvements.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Ordinance number 10,041-22.
Being an ordinance amending ordinance number 9840-20 passed December 20th, 2020, passed December 21st, 2021, providing compensation for the clerk of court and declaring an emergency.
So a motion for suspension by Saunders, second by, is there an issue?
I misspoke. It should be an ordinance amending ordinance number 9920-21 passed November 15th, 2021, providing compensation for the clerk of court and declaring an emergency.
Okay, yeah, this was the year before.
That's just in the agenda. The ordinance is correct.
Yeah, the ordinance is correct, yes. Mike? You do, oh, I'm sorry, yeah. Motion for third and final. Fluharty, second by Janutus. Now. Mike.
Thank you, Mayor. This ordinance will grant a 1.75% salary increase to the clerk of court, who also is the court administrator. This coincides with the raise provided by the Supreme Courts to the judiciary effective January of 2023. Bedford is responsible for 60% of this, as which 40% is paid by Cuyahoga County.
It's done.
You skipped the first vote. I moved, and then that was it.
Oh, I'm sorry, then, so Jeff with his paper there.
Yeah.
We gotta go back and redo that. for suspension. Saunders, second by Asbury. Call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
And motion for third and final. I'll do that again. By Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, ordinance number 10,042-22.
An ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Palladian for a new card reader access system for the municipal complex and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Janutus. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Saunders, second by Smith. Mike?
Mayor, the card access system, card reader system is the boxes you see on all the doors, all the offices to access City Hall. Staff members use it to access either the rear, PD, fire, as well as the municipal court. That's, we've been having issues with that system throughout the year. It runs off of software and computer system that was installed when the building opened in 2003. We, right now, and we haven't been throughout the course of this year, able to create new IDs, new ID cards. We have fobs left, that were pre-programmed, but we need to update that system. We received 2 quotes. One quote was from Telecare, who's done some complexes similar to ours in the area. Their number came in at $48,000 with a $375 monthly charge. Paladin was the lower. They came in at $43,788.48. There is not that monthly fee as well, the maintenance fee. They do need to come out, obviously we'll pay at that time. Paladin did install the original system. One of the challenges and why we're asking this to be passed this evening is both companies had indicated, and Paladin had indicated to us, that there's potentially a 6-month lead on the components that we need to update the system. And what we need to avoid is that system going down. So our recommendation is to go with Paladin to update this system. One piece I'd like to add in, out of the $48,000, the Bedford Municipal Court, because they are sharing the facility, are picking up $15,000, thank you, Jennifer, they're picking up $15,000 of that cost, and Bedford will only have to pay the difference.
That's good. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Ordinance number 10,043-22.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 9908-21, authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with GDP Group for engineering services within the city of Bedford and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension. Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Asbury, second by Smith.
Sorry about that. Grabbed it a little too strong there. As the ordinance reads, this is a contract with GPD, who's been providing engineering services to the city for years now. Not only is it all of our infrastructure, all of our roads, water, but they also assist with the wastewater operations as well, which is very important. This contract is actually an updated municipal engineer contract that GPD utilizes for a lot of their communities. What we're doing is we're adopting that standard contract that they use for the other communities, so they're all the same.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Abstain.
Ordinance number 10,044-22.
An ordinance enacted by the city of Bedford, Cuyahoga County, hereinafter referred to as a local public agency, LPA, in the matter of the stated described project, which is the Northfield Road Bridge repairs.
We have a motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Saunders. Call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Janudis. Mike?
Yes, as previously stated, ODOT is going to be making substantial repairs to the Northfield Road Bridge. Estimated start date is March 30th of next year, 2023, which is standard. ODOT enters into an agreement with the local municipality, which is what this agreement is. It's important to note that ODOT is responsible for 100% of the costs associated with the project.
It's a good thing. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Ordinance number 10,045-22.
Also an agreement with the city of Bedford, Cuyahoga County, Ohio, hereinafter referred to as a local public agency, in the matter of a stated described project below, which is the Broadway rehabilitation of Broadway, as Mr. Mellis will explain to you.
Motion for suspension, Saunders, second by Smith. Call the roll.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. Similar to the previous ordinance, this is an additional agreement with ODOT. This one is referencing the Broadway resurfacing project, which is also scheduled to take place in 2023. This one we do have a responsibility for, as we've been mentioning over the last few months. Standard local contribution is 20%. We were able to negotiate that down to 15%. The initial project came in at $5.9 million. Through negotiations and discussions with ODOT, we were able to get the total project down to roughly $3.8 million. ODOT did increase their commitment to the full 85% of that total project cost, which equates to about $2.7 million rounding up. So Bedford will be responsible for the remaining roughly $1.1 million. We'll be utilizing 2023 road program funds, ARPA funds, funds that we had available this year that we're carrying over to be earmarked for this project. And we also have a current grant that's out there through OPWC. Although we didn't meet the funding threshold for the grant award, we are still possibly eligible for a loan through Public Works, OPWC, which if we do find out, we will take advantage of that and then save obviously our capital for other projects, infrastructure, roads and whatnot. But much needed project, Broadway. It was originally scheduled for 2027, will take place next year, and it'll be corp limit to corp limit, as well as all handicap ramps. All of that is getting replaced as well.
Did they have a tentative start date?
They do not. They're actually going out to sell this job, I believe, after the first of the year, so we won't know. Their goal is to have the whole thing completed in 2023, which means they're gonna need to start when the weather breaks. Originally, they were looking to start this fall, performing some of the work, stopping through the heavy winter months and start it up again. They wanted to avoid that, which is why they kind of pushed it to 2023 to have the whole project start and stop 2023.
And we could have a mess with both big projects at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
They gotta get done. Call the roll, please.
Coche,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Ordinance number 10,046-22.
An ordinance amending ordinance number 9914-21, making additional appropriations for current expenditures of the city of Bedford during the year 2022 and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Coche,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Saunders, second by Asbury. Jennifer?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. This is the final appropriation ordinance for the year 2022 in various funds of the city. In the general fund, there'll be an increase, there's an increase in fuel costs, we need to cover that for $30,000, sorry. An increase for the Prime Gov Agenda software, $14,500, and an increase in bank fees for $15,000 and tax refunds for $23,500, as well as the increase to cover the retirement of the former city's manager's secretary or administrative assistant. In the seal fund, they receive more funds, so we need to appropriate the funds so they can spend those funds, mainly in the federal equitable sharing and the program income for 2019-2020. For that. In the fire equipment fund, an increase of $28,000 for cardiac monitor. In the grants fund, there's various grants that we received since the last appropriation ordinance. Mainly $5,500 for the police department from the Eagles, $5,500 for the fire department from the Eagles, and $1,000 from the Eagles again for the food bank. We also received the funds from FEMA, or actually from Ohio Task Force 1 grant, which covers the work that Harding did for the FEMA work, in the amount of $30,821. Safety Forces levies, there's an increase of $101,000 for police overtime expenses. In the 403 fund, we appropriated the already approved Prue House renovation for $265,000, and also on the agenda tonight that we just approved, actually $43,000 for the access card reader. There are a couple of various water fund, wastewater fund adjustments, and an increase of $32,000 for the emergency sand filter repair, which is also on the agenda this evening. $100,000 in the health insurance reserve fund to cover any claims that may come in before the end of the month. And the seal fund has also received some unforfeited funds that aren't able to be spent. And that's enough.
Call the roll, please.
Coche,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Ordinance number 10,047-22.
Last one, eh? Let's see here.
No.
Oh, we got a couple more. Oh, yes, we got, which one is it, 47?
47.
Is the national pump, right?
Yep.
All right, an ordinance authorizing and directing the city manager to enter into a contract with National Pump and Process for emergency removal and diagnostics of a sand filter pump at the wastewater treatment plant and declaring an emergency.
A motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Coche,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janutus,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,
Yes.
Saunders.
Yes.
Motion for third and final. Saunders, second by Smith. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. As Jennifer mentioned during the appropriation ordinance, there was an emergency repair that needed to commence at the wastewater plant. The pump had failed. We were unable to remove. We were unable to remove that. We needed to work with a contractor who had access to a crane to get in there, take that out, and obviously start on the diagnostic. We received 3 quotes. The first, National Pump and Press, is the lowest, $12,969. We received a quote from Fabcraft at $14,500, as well as Grade 8 Solutions quote was $13,622. We need to make sure that when we have communicated with the EPA regarding this being down, we need to, and needed to show that we're taking the steps necessary to get this moved, repaired, replaced, to make sure that we're, within our limitations.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Ordinance number 10,048-22.
Sir, an ordinance declaring the property and structure located at 97 Northfield Avenue, PPN, permanent parcel number 814-15-014, a nuisance, and therefore condemning the property, ordering action, and declaring an emergency.
It's our wish to put this on first reading. Have a motion for such by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
And finally, resolution number 2596-22.
Authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Bain Enterprise to purchase LED stop signs, LED traffic signs, and flashing LED pedestrian signs to enhance safety in the city and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. We received quotes from 2 separate companies. Bain was the cheaper of the 2. We did have a crosswalk sign in our historic district downtown get taken out, so that's in need of replacement. We're looking at 2 traffic signs indicating sharp turn for Union Street to make that more visible. Obviously, we did see multiple accidents in that area. And then we've also worked with the police department to identify certain areas in town that frequently are traffic issues at those stop signs. And we're looking to add an additional layer. Obviously, in a perfect world, we'd have an officer at every one of these locations. That's not possible. But anything else that we can incorporate to get the public's attention, then maybe that'll help adhere to some of this.
Call the roll, please.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Janutus?
Yes.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Saunders?
Yes.
Now it comes to a hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Bob Dietrich, 137 Santa Circle. I have 2 questions. First about the 17500 Rockside Road. Was there any discussion on that, on what they're gonna do over there?
That was done in executive session, so we can't talk about it.
Okay. All right, also, Montello, maybe you know it better than I, but there's a Supreme Court hearing taking place right now between a gentleman in Cincinnati and the city of Cincinnati, I believe. The guy used to live in, his business was in Cincinnati, on that he worked away most of the time. This was before 2020. So they had made an arrangement where he paid portion of his tax to Cincinnati. Well, his company was in Cincinnati. He lived outside. He worked most of the time outside the city cut a deal with him so that he would only have to pay a portion of the tax as employment in the city. Now, with COVID as it came in, as I understand, the Ohio Senate decided that everyone was gonna pay taxes to the location of their employer, no matter where they worked, which I understand now is a Supreme Court, Ohio Supreme Court case taking place right now. Has that been considered yet? Has that gone through the city? Have they considered what they're gonna do about that, or has it even become an issue?
Until the court case is settled.
Okay, that's all I know.
Hearing none, we have a motion for adjournment. Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Cochee,
Yes.
Spinks,
Yes.
Janudis,
Yes.
Fluharty,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Asbury,